What's good, everybody? It's D Brown Shanghai, and NBA 2K finally released some Myteam information for 2K18. Thank you, goodness. If y'all can hear that out there, they're mowing the lawn, and where I live, when they mow the lawn, they mow the shit out of it. They mow it like all day. Apparently in the same spot right outside my window too. But first and foremost, the card design of the 2K18 Myteam cards is trash. It's ugly. I don't like it. Change it. The biggest feature that they emphasized was the new draft mode, but they're not calling it draft champions like EA. They're calling it pack and playoffs. It's pretty much the same thing. You pack a team of players and you take them to play against other people. And once you win the game, you can either keep some of the players. You can use VC to keep the players that you have. I spit everywhere just now. Or you can get new players and you have to redraft new players and then keep going. And when you lose one time, you out. And like the farther you go, the better y'all know how champions work, draft champions work. It's just like that. So they are taking a lot of elements from FIFA in this game and from FIFA Ultimate Team. So this year's Myteam is taking a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team elements. First and foremost, like the draft champions. And secondly, if you play FIFA, you understand the chemistry system in Ultimate Team. You have players who either have the same nationality or they play in the same league or they play for the same club or something. This year they have in 2K, the coach that you choose for your team will actually make a difference for your team. And your team will have a meter called system proficiency. And this is like the same thing as chemistry. The higher the rating is for this stat, the better your team will play. And if you have no system proficiency, it's like basically having no chemistry. I imagine your player's gonna be playing like garbage. Like they'll be passing the ball like straight into turnovers and whatnot. I mean, they didn't say, but I can imagine what 2K would do for this. And if they're basically biting FIFA, then they're gonna use the FIFA elements. And FIFA, when your chemistry is low, your passes are inaccurate, your defense is trash. So that's what that is. System proficiency equals chemistry. And you have to get players to fit in your system for your team to play at its very best. Say for instance, if you have Mike D'Antoni and you like, you know what? I want to get a Tony Allen card. That's not gonna work because Mike D'Antoni is fast-paced, shooting a lot of threes. We don't play no defense. And Tony Allen is a lockdown defender who can't shoot threes. So his system proficiency would kill that team's system. He would kill that team's system proficiency because he doesn't fit that playstyle, which I think is kind of dope. So you can't just like, of course there will still be overpowered teams, but you can't just get like anybody you want. You have to have some kind of strategy. And that's what makes FIFA Ultimate Team so fun for me, is that you have to build a team that's like, you have to put a team together of a certain type of players. Like you have to get La Liga players or English players. And the best part about this mode is that theirs is actually free. In FIFA, you have to pay like a certain amount of coins or you have to have a draft token to do it. As of right now, the developer blog says that it will be free to play pack and playoffs. So bro, you got all of it. Fucking go. Also a new game mode in Myteam that will be called Supermax. In Supermax, you play 5 placement games to see what your skill level is. And then you'll be placed in the season. They didn't say how long the season was, but if you win the finals in that season, you get like a super big prize or whatever. And the further you go, the better the prize is that you get. And what's dope about Supermax is that they say they have a system that reads how often a player is being used by all 2K players. And there's a salary cap in the Supermax mode. And the more that a player is being used by the community, the higher his salary goes because he's in high demand. So it forces you to find like players that everybody isn't using. So it forces you to find hidden gems and it forces you to not use who everybody else is using. What else? What else did they say? They also said that, yeah, they have park cards in Myteam now. In the middle of a game when you call a timeout, your coach can apply a park card for your team if you need it, you bum. They've also added in all-time domination on top of regular domination and historic domination. Once you beat historic domination, you can do all-time domination, which you'll be facing off against the 30 all-time teams that they're adding into the game, which I can only imagine what kind of prizes you get for beating that team. And 2 more FIFA elements that they picked up on. First and foremost, the auction house in NBA 2K18 will now be live. Thank you, goodness. If you didn't know, the auction house in previous years ran in intervals of 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, the auction house refreshed. So say at 12 o'clock it refreshed, then 12:15 it refreshed, then 12:30, and so on and so forth. In FIFA, the auction house is live at all times. When you post something on the auction house, that bitch is there immediately. Like, it's up there. And it's always live. It's always in motion. And this year, 2K will finally have a live auction house, which is dope. And the other FIFA element that they're using, they've also this year picked up Myteam goals, which is the equivalent in FIFA to manager goals. When they make you do like these managerial type things, like get a certain chemistry for your team, apply a card to a player, build a new squad or something, and they give you coins for it. 2K has also picked that up from FIFA. But that's a new way that you'll be able to make Myteam coins, so that's dope. And you will also be able to search the other half of a dynamic duo without having to get on the freaking internet to do it. That was the dumbest thing ever. You can tell 2K really don't be thinking shit through. Like, they was like, yeah, let's do dynamic duos, but we won't tell them who the other half is. Make them go on the internet to find out. Why would you not set it up so there's not a button you can press to find who the other half of the dynamic duo is? That's just dumb. And the blog also said that there are features that they didn't speak on in Myteam that will be in the game. So Myteam is looking like it might be all right, depending on what the cards are at launch. So if you enjoyed this video, if you are hyped for Myteam, make sure you drop a like. Comment what you're excited about. Comment what you think is garbage. Just leave a comment telling me what you think about all of this Myteam stuff. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And as always, I'm D Brown Shenheim, and I'm up out of here.